Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited to share with you some areas that will help you build your inner image. I'm your host, Gertrude J. Chapman, and I'm going to share with you how to remain focused while encountering strong oppositions. So tweet someone and let them know to tune in for the next 15 minutes of empowerment. As you are building your inner image, understand there will be days that present many challenges. Days when you may feel like just giving up because all of your efforts to go forward seems pointless. Have you ever felt like no matter what you are doing to make the necessary change so you could become the person you envision, it's just a waste of time? Have you ever felt like that? Because instead of things getting better, they are growing worse. Oppositions can be draining, if you allow them to. But remember, you have the power within yourself to change the way you see things. Be optimistic and begin to use everything that you will call a disadvantage as a tool. There is good in every situation, but it is often buried by the distractions on the surface, which are covering the oppositions lying right beneath. The layers are distractions, oppositions, and the root cause. Distractions have a voice, and they shout at you, trying to take your focus, especially when you are progressing so well. Have you ever experienced this? You progressing so well, and then here's this big distraction, and it's shouting at you. It's shouted clearly and loudly. Because these oppositions, you have to understand, these oppositions come to confuse you, so you can make hasty decisions without weighing the pros and the cons. Have you ever been in a situation when you experience extreme pressure? I mean, pressure to the point where you could not even think. You felt like you were backed up against the wall in a corner and you couldn't even think. Next appears the root cause, which is the underlying system that if you yield yourself to it under this extreme pressure, it will weigh heavy on your mind that will cause you to regret your hasty decision. And now you feel like you have failed because you made a wrong decision. And that decision cost you. It cost you. Remember, you always have the power to say yes or no. Never allow a person or a circumstance or situation to force you to compromise your stand. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. Ground yourself and stand firm. No matter what, you just stand still. Ground yourself and stand firm. And allow yourself to regroup. Allow yourself to come down from this high pressure situation. Too many people just yield instead of standing on what they believe is their correct posture in regards to the opposition they are facing. You have a choice. Always remember, you have a choice. Handle this adverse situation as a tool and leverage it to launch you deeper into your purpose. Everything's connected. Everything is connected in life, no matter what. And as you use it as a tool, you're going to face maybe not the same situation, but there's going to be a situation that'll be similar to it. And as you begin to use these tools and allow them to work together for your good, you'll learn from them. It'll sharpen you. It'll strengthen you. You'll obtain more wisdom. You'll know what to do the next time that you are faced with the opposition. It may not be the same opposition, but there'll be something similar to it. But you'll always recognize. You'll always recognize it. You'll say to yourself, I've seen this before. And then you'll begin to use those tools. You'll use those tools. They get stirred up, and you'll use them over and over and over again. Now, there may be some tweaking in it, but nevertheless, this is life. And you have to use the tools to your advantage of those opposition, those tools. You have to use it to your advantage to overcome whatever you may be facing. How you handle situations are different from how another person handles a situation. You have a voice, so do not be afraid to use it. That's another thing. It gets you to the point of that pressure in that situation. It'll get you to the point where you can't even speak for yourself. You're waiting for someone else to speak for you. You're waiting even for, sometimes it happens, the voice of distraction to speak. It causes chaos. It causes confusion. But you have to always remember, you have a choice, and you do not have to make a decision in that high pressure situation, whatever it may be. There are people who I coach, and I'm coaching right now, that are facing all types of chaos in their lives, and they find themselves buried behind a wall of opposition. Exercise your ability to think with clarity. If you don't have clarity there, you just stand still. You don't do anything. Just stand still. You are more intelligent than you give yourself credit for. Remember, your mind stores information just like a computer and will spit out whatever information you need at any given time when a situation arises. Now, you could even relate this to, if you keep pressing the keys on the computer, just keep pressing them, what happens? You find it working, it's too slow for you. Keep pressing the keys. What happens? The computer stops. It slows down. It remains stuck there. It remains right there in that stance. And I won't say stuck, but it'll remain right there. So that's what you have to do. Shut down, remain still, and gather yourself, ground yourself. There is no need to quit. Some people even resort to quitting when they are facing strong oppositions. Instead, this is what you do. You analyze all the details and how you can flip them around to make them work for your good. That's in that moment when you're grounding yourself. Analyze the details. Analyze those shouts. Analyze what's going on. Analyze the atmosphere. Analyze. Look deeply into it. And flip it. See how it'll work for your good. Follow peace. Embrace peace. Give yourself credit for being the intelligent person that you are. Learn how to shift disadvantages into advantages that will lead you to success and living powerfully. This is real talk here. This is real talk. We're not sugarcoating anything, because this happens. This happens more than what we want to talk about. I know exactly how it feels to face strong oppositions with extreme pressure, trying to force me into making hasty decisions or getting a second opinion. When you learn that simple tip of flipping those oppositions to work for your good, you will welcome opposition every time it appears. Because remember, you learn something from it. Okay? You learn a lot from it. And also, it fuels your fire, by fanning the flames towards your passion in life. There's always something to learn. There's always, something that you could glean from it. An important aspect here is always remain in character. Never allow yourself to be reduced down to a lower level, because you are building your inner image to be the best you that you can be. I encourage you to focus and continue to aim for your goals. Recognize there are people who do not have your best interests at heart. All they care about is getting whatever they want, not having any regards for someone else's well-being. But you are the priority here, and you have to take responsibility for your own well-being. I'm highlighting some real issues today because I want you to know you are somebody, and you do not have to allow people to treat you like an afterthought. Sometimes people get pulled into situations where there is total disorganization. I'm not necessarily talking about furnishing or homes or anything like that, but there are some businesses, from professionals all the way down to the mom and pops and everything else in between. They're being so unorganized in their affairs and the treatment of their customers and clients that they apply such pressure that these people can't think for themselves, and they are manipulated into making hasty decisions. Anytime you allow yourself to stay or yield yourself to any of those, to pressure or any of those disorganizational, disorganizational tools or tactics, that's the word I'm looking for, tactics, and you do not walk away, realize behind the facade are lies, dishonesty, false hope, and a list of bad outcomes. Especially if your gut feeling does not feel any peace. Audience, this is real. I just walked through a situation, but I was victorious. So I am sharing the tips I use so you can be aware that you have a voice, that you do not have to crumble under opposition, but stand firm and follow your own intuition. Consider never allowing someone else to tear you down or make you feel inferior or treat you like you do not have a mind to think on your own and that you have to agree with their tactics. Continue to press into building your inner image and use the tools I mentioned. This episode contains different angles of opposition presenting itself. No matter how it appears, you have the power to overcome every opposition. Don't worry if people are intimidated by you, because you stood up for your own well-being. Shine brilliantly and be unapologetically you. Thank you for joining me today. Mark Building Your Inner Image as a favorite on iTunes and share it with your friends. The purpose of these episodes is to help you see your greatness. So share with someone who needs to be empowered. Don't forget to write a review on the show's page to let us know how we are doing. Follow me on Instagram at Embracing Your Self-Worth for more powerful affirmations. Visit my website, turningpointenrichment.com, where you can find more materials to help you appreciate yourself and see your value. And also, tomorrow night, we'll be having a webinar talking about the champion inside of you. So go to my webpage or go to Facebook. It's on my Facebook page. at Gertrude Chapman or Turning Point in Richmond, and you could get more details. You have been listening to Building Your Inner Image with your host, Gertrude J. Chapman. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point.